Hello, everybody. This is Community Contextualized. I'm Jacob Bothell.
And I'm Jordan Marcotte.
So we're here with Jordan. We're talking about a ministry outreach that he's starting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ish,
with the Boys and Girls Club about music and anything and everything about music. So can you tell us a little bit about what you plan to do with them and what that might look like?
Totally. So it kind of got inspired through a conversation with Troy because he and Matt they were coaching basketball over there. And Troy and I got into the conversation, honestly, about just like, hey, what is it that you are passionate about and want to do? And of course, I love leading worship. I love performing music, but I just have a huge passion to want to teach and want to give back, and not even just give back, but just be able to equip other people. That I was always grateful for the opportunity that I had received from other people who saw potential in me and wanted to give gifts to me in their time and effort. And so Troy was like, you should go check out the Boys and Girls Club. I was like, okay, cool. So we go over there, and the story is actually cool. So even though this is really preliminary, the storyline was really inspiring because I emailed this lady named Miss Allen, and she, if I'm being honest, it seemed she was a little too excited, And so
Sure. Yeah.
I knew that there was some backstory to it, and so I shoot her an email. She emails me back. We get on the phone, and I set a time to go meet with her. Mm-hmm. And I show up. She got the biggest smile on her face. Her staff are already well informed. I find out they had been listening to my personal music before I got there.
Oh my gosh.
They're already, excited, fans,
Yeah.
whatever. But it was really awesome because I had seen that they had already done their homework and their research, and which I think anyone should. If it's like, hey, I'm really passionate about wanting to teach guitar to your students and to people that are interested. But here's what I found out when I got there. They had already had a full program built out called Music and Arts Matter. They call it MAM.
Yeah.
But last year, they had lost their grant funding. And so the people that were involved couldn't do it any longer.
Sure.
And they have 2 recording studios.
Oh.
One at Thornberry down the street, and then one in Independence. So I'm thinking, you guys have 2 recording studios, and you haven't had anyone there to be able to instruct or pour into the kids for the last year.
Yeah.
And so that kind of started this process of going over to both places, looking at the gear they had and go, wow, this is literally just sitting here every day, not being used.
Yeah.
And so it got me really excited and got them really excited. So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay. So you'll be teaching music?
Yeah, so basically we've kind of broken it up into 4 categories, give or take based on the kids' interest. So the age group is 13 to 18, so that's a great age group. They're older. Working with that kind of gear and all that kind of stuff, it's good to have them a little bit older. But it'll be music, like it'll be production, so you can learn production, engineering, that kind of thing. Yeah. You can do just the musical aspects, so you can do like songwriting in the sense of I want to be a guitar player, piano player, whatever, bass player. We have songwriting, so for those that feel like they want to be writers, and then we're even helping equip people that are in that want to be more in a manager position or artist like development or the music industry business. Of course, won't know how much we'll dive into any one thing until we figure out who's in there and what their interests are. But my personal opinion is we'll probably seep a little bit of everything so that they feel well-rounded and equipped to be able to have some not even for me, like as an artist, my main thing is being a songwriter and a performer, but having being equipped with knowing a little bit about the industry so that I'm aware, and the business that I'm in, knowing about musical instruments, songwriting, just all of it. So it's really, I think it's going to be a cool opportunity, and they've been really blessed that New Life is just willing to get behind them and even me to be able to go and serve them and do that. It's really neat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
So, I mean, do you have any needs as far as, like, you said they have awesome equipment and everything, but is there any way that the New Life community can help you in any way?
Yeah, I mean, so they have the practical production gear, but the thing that they don't have is good guitars. They don't have any. One of the facilities has a couple decent keyboards, but just things like that to be able to actually like let people get hands on with it. So I mean, yeah, dude, we need
Just making
guitars
the noises.
and because I have a feeling that not everyone is necessarily going to want to jump in and be an engineer.
Yeah.
So I think even the songwriters, like though they want to be in the studio, we want to make songs and see their songs kind of come to life. We've got to get there first.
Sure.
And there's only so much as far as guitars and pianos, that one person can bring in. But I think that once people catch wind of what we're doing, I think that they're going to want to jump onto the opportunity to realize, like, man, I could either give, I could fund going out and getting the right kind of guitars, or I have one that I don't really use and I can put it into good hands. And not only that, then I think people that, whether you know music or not, maybe you have some interest in just wanting to mentor and be around and help equip kids and even just grow and learn about the industry or learn about music in general.
Sure.
It's an awesome pair because you can get in there and help facilitate kids, but then the aftermath or what could be possible for that person that's volunteering, what could be possible for them is to learn as well, which I think is really neat for anyone that's interested in that. So.
Yeah, you could learn alongside somebody.
Yep.
And
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's
pretty
That's
sweet.
almost like too much to take in all at once. Like, that's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is that? I mean, how did you feel walking in there the first time, like seeing all that stuff?
I left excited, but then there is a little bit of there's a potential for it to feel a little overwhelming because there's a lot of expectation. I don't think it's bad expectation. I think there's just a lot of excitement.
Sure.
So it's like, oh, here you are. When this lady felt like she was praying, she's like, I was praying to God that someone would come.
Of course she was. Of course she was.
Geez,
Yeah.
But I think the excitement is great, and I think that this lady, Miss Allen, man, she just loves and cares about not just her job, but the kids and the teens that come in and do these programs. And she's just been so broken over it feeling like it's not being pursued or funded or given to, supported.
Well, obviously it's not, yeah.
Right, yeah, because having the grant fall through is just like, and of course I don't know all the backstory, but I love to be a part of what gets to happen.
Sure.
No matter how long the duration is, I think that I get to step in and have the opportunity to take people on a journey with me and those involved. So yeah, I mean, overwhelming for sure, because it felt like a lot more. I'm thinking I'm just going to go in with a guitar and, hey, guys, let's learn some guitar. And she's like, no, we've got 2 studios and we've got da-da-da-da-da and we've got people and, we've got this whole list and this vision. I had started typing up my vision and ideas and they had already had something written out. But then when I sat down to kind of just think about it, I'm like, man, this is awesome. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that want to rise up and be like, dude, I want to join that and be a part of that. So
yeah,
really excited about it. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. It's dope.
Wow. So, I mean, you have a background in music, but what does that background consist of? Is that just like you going out and playing, or are you just sitting in your bedroom playing?
It all happened after I met the Lord, actually, when I was 17. Music was the furthest thing from my vision. I grew up a martial artist, not by hobby, but by career move. The older I got, so that was what I was going to do. And then I get saved February 18th, 2007. Save you the long story. The Lord kind of moved me into more of a worship. I just started getting fascinated with worship.
Okay.
Started being a worship leader for my youth group.
Yeah.
And before I could play or sing, and I'm thinking, bro, I can't sing at all. But the youth pastor insisted that I jump in and do it.
You'll figure it out.
And and then I just kind of just kept pursuing it, let go of the old dream, and took this on. And it was through that, like what I was saying previously, where I had different people believe in me, and that was huge because I went from winning tournaments, man. I was ranked number 1 in the Midwest, dude. Like I flipping 12 feet in the air, like that was my life. No exaggeration,
No,
0.
yeah. No, I believe it.
To like, I'm gonna sing and play music now, and people are like, bro, what are you thinking?
Who are
you're
you?
an idiot. Yeah, like, dude, you were going down this way for the last 12 years, and now you're gonna go down this way. But it's not like you had some secret gift. It's like I started doing it and I was horrible.
Yeah.
And so that's I just keep tying all of that back into the possibilities that we get to step into in this season with the Boys and Girls Club, where we get to offer that to somebody else. And so there's going to be people out there that just need believed in. And I feel like art, I think every time someone thinks about music or being an artist or an entertainer, I just feel like it has everything to, people associate it with Hollywood and this kind of vain thing, and it's this whatever. And I'm like, no, but there's still returning to that place where art, musicians, writers, deposit real life things into society, into culture to help shape and speak. And I just think that you never know who you're. Not saying that I'm somebody, but I just I've been a lot of places in the last 10 years, done a lot of things. I've impacted a lot of people in my short amount of time doing this that I never thought that I would. I'm just saying, I look back 12 years ago to those people that said, you can't sing at all. But then I also look back at those people that are like, I'm going to sow into you and pour into you. Yeah. And because of that, they've helped give me and those who've been blessed by the ministry that I do, the songs that I write, the worship that I've led over the years. It's been an honor to be able to do that. And that just propels me to want to be like, but who's the next person that just needs someone to look at them and say, even if it's for, because these people, I'm not talking about these people were there forever. I'm saying, bro, they were intentional for these seasons. And it gave me enough confidence to want to pursue and believe that I could. And so.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what we're anticipating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So, Boys and Girls Club is not something that I'm super familiar with, but that's just kind of strange that they would have that kind of stuff. Or is that kind of the stuff they do?
Honestly, I have no idea.
They just do all kinds of things?
I haven't been a part of the Boys and Girls Club, bro, since I was probably 6, know? Like, I have no idea. You think about the traditional sports, that's what you kind of like. I think about, go sign up for the basketball league, the soccer league, do some extracurricular activities.
But not like an actual career teaching kind of thing.
Dude, had no idea that that people would care to put, bro, which if you're listening to this, unless you know music, but bro, to have these massive JBL monitors sitting there, dude, with Apogee. I'm using all this fancy terms to just say there's expensive gear sitting on the tables. Yeah. Not dinky little things. Like someone gave money and put these microphones and these mixers and these keyboard. Bro, I'm like, so yeah, it's really encouraging to know that someone along the line gave money or cared enough to say this is important, let's support it. So
yeah. Yep. Music in the somewhat inner city.
In the somewhat inner city, yeah.
Man, I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
still the whole thought of it's kind of like still hitting me a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know really what to do with it.
Yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of, like I said, we're on this side of it, but it's already created such a cool storyline and a cool place to start from. I'm sure if we got back on here in 6 months, we could talk about some stories.
Oh, and of course we will.
And so, we'll jump back on after a while and build some more stories and some content. But yeah, even just to raise awareness with what's going on and people that want to get involved, Yeah. So.
Speaking of your timeline, do you have any form of a timeline?
Yeah. So, anyone that wants to jump on, they'll just do a very easy, brief background check that gets waived. The fee gets waived by them. And so it just takes a little bit of time. But yeah, we're looking at, I go in next week. Well, I go in this week and then I go in the following week to kind of learn. They have a different software than what I use, so I'm going to take some time to go in, kind of make it a little bit more home, and learn some of the software, and then just start. Because I think even before, in my head, I think, it'd be easy just to be like, let's get guitars and let's get all this stuff. Though I want all that, I also don't know who's going to show up, so I just want to start building. We're going to start with one location, which they go twice a week.
Okay.
I think it's just a couple hours. I think it's maybe 4 to 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a little bit later. I don't remember. But in about 2 weeks, yeah, we're gonna do kind of a soft launch.
Okay. So rather soon.
Rather soon. Yeah. Yep. So there's no better way than to just kind of jump in and see who's interested.
Yeah, just like you did with music.
Just like I did with music. Yeah, you just kind of, I don't know any other way to do it. And they're excited. I'm excited. So, I feel like even with my background check, they're like, yeah, it took up to like a week and a half. And that thing took like 4 days. I'm like, you guys definitely trying to make this happen.
Yeah.
Which I'm all about. So, been very blessed to be able to kind of take my position here and move it over there to be able to serve them. So
Yeah, absolutely. I have nothing else to say now. I think now I finally run out of words. Yeah.
That's all right.
It looks like Jason decided not to join us. That's okay. He has important new life things to do.
Yes, indeed.
So,
but hey, yeah, I hope to jump back on, after some months.
yeah.
And we can talk further, just tell some stories and kind of give a little recap.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. For those of you watching, there's a link down below to give to the church if you'd be willing to. You can come join us on Sunday mornings at 1717 McGee, which is downtown Kansas City. And we'd love to have you here. Thanks for coming.